Mr. Speaker, honorable members, when someone is asked to pay a tribute, they are expected to make a statement to show gratitude, respect, and admiration for the deceased. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell this House that I have a lot of gratitude to show to this man who we are going to miss forever. This man has done a lot of good things for our children, for which I want to express my gratitude. He's a man I have a lot of respect for because he was my Paramount Chief Victor Kebbie. And he's a man we had a lot of admiration for. At the time of his election in 1980, I must say here that this man was the most admired Paramount Chief in the country. He was the man of the people. He was a footballer and played football with Socket. He went hunting with them. As a young man in both schools, we admire him a lot, Mr. Speaker. This man made a lot of good decisions for which we will forever be very grateful. This man was a human and was never perfect. For his mistakes or the things he failed to do, we forgive him, Mr. Speaker. I had the honor of being hosted in his home and had meals there about 5 times. One thing that we cannot take from this memory of that man was that he was a very humorous man. He was full of fun. When you are with him, we always laugh. This man was very generous and had a lot of influential friends. Mr. Speaker, we forever miss this man. And one good news I want to report here is that the people of Mali have been united in his death. And we hope that we are going to push forward the things that he started but did not complete, Mr. Speaker. Last week, I had a meeting with the general manager of Sockfield. One of the things we remember him for is bringing Sockfield to our children. Mr. Speaker, Sockfield has been a very controversial project, but we all believe that if we are to come together and to look at the operations of Sockfield, there are a lot of things our people stand to benefit from the project. So last week, we are very much happy when I had the opportunity to meet with the general manager of Sockfield in the office of the Bureau of Government Business. Today at 3 p.m., I have another meeting with the general manager, and we hope to look at the project again to see how we can correct some of the wrongs to ensure that our people get maximum benefits. When this is done, Mr. Speaker, we owe that to the memory of this man I've known to be my elder brother, this person who at the age of 22 was given the big responsibility of taking our steering, of steering our children. This man is no other person but my elder brother and the Paramount Chief, Honorable Victor Kebbie, the third, Mr. Speaker. Now, my family played a very important role, critical role, in the election of this person. My dad, the late Mr. Musa Sama, was one of the champions of this election. Mr. Speaker, when he passed away, I visited the 2 homes, the one in Freetown and the one in Marine, to extend condolences to the family. And Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Bureau of Mali, I want to extend our heartfelt condolences to the family, to the family, and want to assure them that we will continue to remember our brother, our Paramount Chief, and our prayers. He was not a perfect person. He did a lot of good things and he did a lot of mistakes. And I want to say here that for whatever had transpired between myself and the Paramount Chief, I ask Allah, the Almighty, to forgive him, forgive his mistakes, and to grant him Jannah. He was not a perfect person. He did a lot of good things for our people and he did a lot of mistakes. For those mistakes, we forgive him, and I want to extend my heartfelt condolences to the wife and to the other members of the family. We will continue to pray for him. And we hope to meet one day And we pray that God will continue to forgive his sins and to reward him for the things that he did and to forgive him for those things that he failed to do as human. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I speak from the heart and Honorable Shaka, Mr. Sammelan. Thank you. God bless you.
I thank the honorable member for his tribute.
I'm on this side.
Yes.
As a parliamentary caucus leader for Pujehun district. I should have spoken before.
Very much.
I am compelled to advance giving a tribute on behalf of all the parliamentarians from Pujehun district and alongside our people from Pujehun district. You know, generally, a tribute is just like a statement in advance of the respect for somebody or someone who you admire so much, and they have contributed in your life immensely. And it is within this stream that I would like to advance this tribute to the late Chief Victor Kebbie. Chief Victor Kebbie made a lot of development for the people of Pujehun district. And the most recent one, I must confess, contributed immensely to some of us, if not almost all the MPs of Pujehun district, they are victim coming to parliament. You remember my colleague, we agreed with me, Honorable Sama, when Chief Kebbie was contesting for the PCMP position. In almost all of the kingdoms, that was the only man I ever saw, Honorable Speaker. In each kingdom, he spent over 50,000 leons with a cow, a good number of bag of rice. For the first time, TA, I'm talking about traditional, how you call it? Yes, tribal authority, receiving and appreciating a grosser amount of money. You cannot call that corruption. And that culture is what most people are now admiring in the late Paramount Chief. May he so rest in perfect peace. Right beside that, developmental, sustainable development, right? You can consider it as landmark in almost every kingdom in Pujehun district. I am saying this with authority. One could attest to that, I can even attest to that. Every kingdom, it is against this background that he has now opened a serious contest for the position of the PCMP in Pujehun district. But thanks be to God, we've resolved it, for which I may not want to explain that here. The approach we'll be using to have the successor. Yes, but the culture is instituted, honestly speaking, is what we admire. And I remember when we just came to Parliament here, it was me as the parliamentary caucus leader. And he admired that also, that I, for the first time, attempted, the saga that used to be between him and his brother, Honorable Sama. I took them to my office. They have given us an office here so that we can attempt to bring peace between the two of them. And both of them accepted that. 5 days to his death, he accepted that in good faith. And Honorable Sama also is a very kind man. And he's our in-law. Both of them accepted before Chief Kebbie died. And a day for him to bring all the Paramount chiefs together to meet at State House the following day. Chief Kebbie died overnight. So we never had that meeting. But at least some understanding was reached. So therefore, because of all of the developmental strides he made within the Pujehun district, let me now use the opportunity to join the people of Pujehun district to pay this tribute to the late Chief Kebbie. Thank you very much for introducing this kind of culture into Parliament. And I hope we continue with this with other Paramount chiefs. God bless. No, because already we've got one is pending, so this is the reason why I'm saying we encourage. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I thank the honorable member. Any other tribute from Pujehun district? Okay, then I can hear from other members of parliament. And then is the leader of the opposition here? Okay.
Thank you.
And the leader of government will be represented very well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members. I'm Honorable Fufana from Kono, the caucus leader for Kono MPs. On behalf of the members of parliament from Kono district, and on behalf of the people of Kono district, we want to join colleagues who have taken the floor before us to say the Honorable Paramount Chief, from what we learned from colleagues and former honorable members of parliament, he was a good man indeed. I think he has been one of the Paramount Chief who we learned that he was a career MP in this world. For a Paramount Chief to lead a district for 3 or 4 terms, I think it demonstrates that the Paramount Chief was a fine Paramount Chief and a blessing to Pujehun district. On that note, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, from the heavy heart, from the MPs of Kono district, from the people of Kono district, we as Muslims, we always believe that when somebody passed away, the best way we have to do is prayers, and I want to take this opportunity to say Allahumma Rabbana Atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. Allahumma Rabbana badala zakana min ladunka rahmatan wa hayy lana min amrina rashada. Inshallah subhanaka rabbil izzati amma yasifun. As-salatu ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, I came to know Chief Kebbie in 2010 after my election, 2009. In one of our rotation and regional meetings, he took the leadership. He funded that meeting by providing us cow and other logistics. So since then, I decided to come very close to him because I learned to understand that by then, he was the youngest in age but oldest in chieftaincy as far as the South was concerned. So I wanted to tap on his experience so that I can use some of the ideas to implement projects in my own chiefdom. Along the ruling while we were moving with Chief Kebbie, he became more or less a mentor for all of us because he had the traditional knowledge. At the same time, he was representing Pujehun district in this web since 1996 up to 2018. He has one term break. And then 2023 we came again. And because I knew he's very good, I was still with him, moving with him to learn from him. Not until the 14th of August when he passed away. Before he passed away, on that day, my vehicle was having mechanical problem. He took me to this parliament, gave me a ride. After the parliamentary meeting, we went home together. And about 11:15, his driver went to me and said, "Your brother has got attacked, can you take him to hospital?" By the time I got home, he was already at Shola Hospital, and we discovered he was no longer alive. So I joined the family to move down to Sammelan to plan about his funeral. That was the time I knew indeed Chief Kebbie was a very nice man. In that gathering, the whole chief authority told us that they do not need anything from the family because Chief has done everything before he died. They told us in that meeting, Sammelan is one of the children that contribute greatly with regard to local tax, but they have never paid from their pockets. All the money they pay was negotiated by Chief. They had a lot of taxpayers, but the money always comes from Chief Kebbie. So because of that, they told us, indeed, some of them for them to become chief. Chief was always taking the lead to pay for their welfare, to campaign for them. Chief Kebbie is gone, but I think he's not forgotten by the family, by all the paramount chiefs, and even the state, because the stuff coming there, I think, is one of the major sources of revenue for the country now. I don't want to prolong my 2 minutes. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
For the benefit of the clerks at the table, would you kindly give us your name?
Paramount Chief Desmond Mahaye Kabobe, Auxiliary Chief of Board District.
Thank you very much, Paramount Chief Member. May I now give the floor to this side of the House, yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So, honorable members, I stand here to pay tribute to our departed brother, friend, dad. On behalf of this side of the aisle. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I first came to Parliament in 2012, and I met the late Chief Kebbie. We served together for 5 years. He was a Paramount Chief representing Pujehun district. He had been in Parliament way before that time. In fact, that was his 4th term in the 4th Parliament. He was doing his 4th term. So he was very experienced. And for me, I learned a lot from him. And one thing I can never forget, of course, he was very eloquent. In fact, he was either the 3rd seat of this front row. This 3rd seat was allocated to him by the then Justice, by the then Speaker, David Straw. A seat he retained until the end of his term. And then he went out from 2018 to 2023. He was outside Parliament, just one. Since the first, since 1996. And then in 2023 again, he was re-elected. Unfortunately, it was called by the Almighty. May his soul rest in peace. One thing I can never forget about him, anytime he stands up to make his contribution, if Honorable Azukaka, who was also sitting there, the top seat, who was also sitting at the top seat from this side. Anytime he stands up, he must make reference to Honorable Azukaka. That is why, as I stand now, I'm not too happy, because if I can remember when the late Osho Williams was called home, replaced by Honorable Mary Spain, we at that time had some clips of his previous debates. Before we started the tributes, various clips of various debates, different debates, were displayed on the screen. If we had done that today, you will see Honorable basically live as if he's alive. There's gone nowhere. But I know sometimes society is dynamic. It may not have occurred to the Honorable Speaker, but it would have been very good that we all see some of the clips of late basically when he was debating as a front bench. One thing I also know about him is a friend across political parties. Irrespective of his background never dictated to him regarding his political orientation. He was not political, as the institution of chieftaincy rightly calls for. So he got across. He was a friend of former President Ghana, very good friend. And as a result, he used that opportunity, he used his friendship to ensure Sammelan Chiefdom benefits from a formidable tech book that is operating now in the Chiefdom. He also used that opportunity to attract a formidable investor named Stockfield. I think the agreement may have been modified now and will be brought before this house again for another ratification. I've seen it in the notice paper. So we are preparing for that. But Stockfield, coming for the first time, was as a result of the lobbying power of PCK. Because the soil of Sammelan was not the only suitable soil for oil palm plantation. There are other suitable places. But he lobbied and ensured that the children benefited from that investment. And that investment, it has reached its peak. But the investors might leave one day. But the plantation will remain forever and ever for the people of Sammelan.
Okay, sir. God bless you.
And in fact, at one point in time, I was member of agriculture committee. We went there to do oversight. This is a bit took us to a bowling land. A bowling land, I cannot even estimate the size. But I saw over 15 tractors, each at least 50 acres apart, plowing for the people. The entire Sammelan town, the headquarters of Sammelan Chief, the entire Malin town, all the local farmers who were able to do farm for themselves, they were given those places with those tractors together with seedlings. Tractors will plow the place for you, will till the ground for you, you will do the plantation, and then the harvest is yours. And there were compound harvesters that will harvest on behalf of the people as well. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I one time attempted to look for a job, to seek a job for one of my friends. And I went through this to get a job at Sophie. He did all his best. In fact, less than 2 weeks. They did it for me as his colleague MP. That shows how magnanimous physically was. Less than 2 weeks. They got that job for me. And the person is benefited to date. Over 6 years now. He's benefiting to date. So, he was also a friend of the ABC party. He did so much to ensure the ABC succeeded during the term of Vice President for the past 10 years when he was president. He gave him advice. Well, I believe that's the role of Paramount Chiefs. They are not political. They are for the government of the day, for the government of the day to advise you on the right things. If you are about to make a mistake, they will correct you. And then he will advise you to keep it up for the right things. So on behalf of the ABC party, on behalf of members of parliament on this side of the aisle, we wish him God's greatest mercies, and may his soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you.
I thank the honorable member from Kwenedugu who has spoken on behalf of the opposition. Over to you now.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, with a very, 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 very heavy heart, I pay tribute to our living PC Victor Kebbie. I'm a traditionalist, Mr. Speaker. Paramount Chiefs don't die. They meet their ancestors. They join the communion of their ancestors. They didn't know at all. If I pronounce the death of Paramount Chief in my home district of Kono, definitely I'll pay a very dear fine. Because Paramount Chief don't die. His memory, PC Kebbie, will continue to linger here. Mr. Speaker, readers of Bible will tell you in Job chapter 14, verse 14. It is said, if a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait? to see my maker. He's a living legend. Never will he die. How did I know? Even at the Parliament of ECOWAS, where the living man who was joined his ancestors spent about 15 years. His good work as a fierce debater still lingers within the walls of ECOWAS Parliament. A career politician, somebody that must have spent 21 years in Sierra Leone Parliament, somebody who go to university and spend 4 years, you make a career, whether as a teacher or an engineer. That's a career path. 4 years you spend in a school of law, reading law. You are a career lawyer, 21 years. That man spent here. It is unarguable that indeed he was a career politician. Personally, I have never met him until he came to Parliament in the 6th Parliament. Interestingly, when he came to the 6th Parliament, when he understood that I'm Emerson Amina, he said, really? Were you the Emerson Amina that was sent by Mr. Speaker on a fact-finding mission to Pujehun? So he was shocked on the very first day we met here in the 6th Parliament. At a particular time, Mr. Speaker summoned a special committee to investigate the melee between a member of Parliament in Sammelan and the Paramount Chief, the living Paramount Chief. And in that special select committee, I was given the privilege to chair members from both sides. And a member of the Paramount Chief also was in that same committee. Then I set up the timetable. After setting up the timetable, on the very day I will engage the civil society, engage the Paramount Chief, engage the member of Parliament, engage the community people, engage the man incoming. Then my clerk Mara communicated to him. But I was so passionate. How can we say? I said, no, don't worry. I said, I was unfair. Let me be an arbiter in this particular case. So he called. He had to call Mara, the clerk. He said, the chairman is so difficult. I'm trying to actually establish a memorandum of understanding between himself, but it's so difficult. I came to freedom, proposed them to see him, but it's so difficult. He said, no, I couldn't see him. And I forgot because I didn't want to actually prejudice the investigation's report. That was the man. When he came, he's a young man. I swear, I took you there, Masalamina. I have tremendous respect for him. However, well, as it turned out, Mr. Speaker, I had to suspend that particular investigation at that particular moment. Honorable members, with his activity bringing Sammelan agricultural investment closer to the people, Pujehun district has lost a great son. I will tell you, Mr. Speaker, the 5th Parliament did a lot by passing 2 novel acts in this Parliament. 1, the customary land rights. 2, the national land policy, the National Land Commission Act. Those 2 acts, the living Paramount Chief would have been one of the greatest beneficiaries, because in that particular act, especially the customary land rights, it puts Paramount Chiefs at the biggest strand for the arrangement and the agreement of all lands. Especially he that will serve as a model to have a big agricultural investment in that particular Pujehun. He will have been a fine beneficiary. Today, he's not here. His memory will speak. He has served as a legend for the people of Pujehun to benefit. The people of Sammelan, if they can benefit anything today, from the agricultural investment in that particular children, kudos must be given to the living man. The living man, because I still not believe that he has just joined his predecessors. And I call on all, like William Shakespeare's wife, Lady Macbeth, who actually crossed the stick before the time. At the time, Macbeth, I'm talking to readers of Macbeth, a drama text called Macbeth, written by William Shakespeare. In that particular text, we are told that at the moment of stress, when Macduff was to face Macbeth in a final battle, it was the time the greatest consoler, Lady Macbeth, it was the time she gave up the ghost, and the comment of Macbeth came out with a very red face. He said, oh, 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 she should have died hereafter. After the battle, not now. And that is the time the late PC Kebbie has joined his predecessor. At the time, he's supposed to have benefited from the customary land rights that will give opportunity to white investors to promote Operation Feed Sierra Leone. I'm foreseeing white investors, white farmers, getting land, when Paramount Chiefs, town chiefs, will buy shares from those investments to actualize Operation Feed Sierra Leone. That's the time Reverend Kebbie, MP Kebbie, has joined his forefathers. On behalf of the leadership of SLPP across the country, I express my deep felt condolences to the Kebbie family, and I urge them not to give up. Great replacement of PC Kebbie will come before long. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I thank the honorable member. He is the last speaker on my list. I would now like to take this opportunity on behalf of the entire House to lend my own voice to the chorus of tributes that have been paid to the Honorable Paramount Chief Victor Kebbie. Unlike those who have spoken, I never had the privilege of crossing with the late Paramount Chief in this house. I think I came to the house and left the house before his tenure as Member of Parliament. But on behalf of the entire House, I would like to take this opportunity to pray that God Almighty forgive his mistakes on earth and grant his gentle soul eternal rest in his heavenly kingdom. We also pray for God Almighty to grant his family, friends, and all of us, his colleagues, the irreplaceable loss that we've all suffered. May his soul rest in perfect peace. May I now invite all of us to rise and observe the ministry in honor of the deceased. Again, we pray that his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Hold on, sir.
Mr. Paul Senge, an uncle, a family member of the late Chief Kebbie, and these are the family members out here. First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing the family to give you people the vote of thanks that you have made for this big tribute that you did on behalf of our Paramount Chief. What you have done goes as a big testimony for the respect that we already have for the chief that passed away. All what you have said, just coming in contact with him in Parliament, is the fact as evidence, the fact as evidence for what he did for the chief. We want to thank everybody in this world of Parliament to realize that the role of the Paramount Chief as part of lawmaking cuts across the aisles that you have already demonstrated, and that the present Paramount Chiefs in this world will emulate the sort of good example that the Chief did. Paramount Chiefs are supposed to be beacon of development in their chiefdoms, and Chief Kebbie was a shining example of what he did. We would definitely want to convey these thanks to the President as well. He is not here, but after his dismiss, the President took the opportunity to go to the House, and our Speaker, with his leadership also in Parliament, went to our family to give their own condolences. So we want to thank you. Hopefully, this will be a shining example of what's to be done for the passing away of other people from this Parliament when they would have done well. I have some people grumbling about that. But I think this is a good example the Speaker has done, and you want to think about it, that you need to respect and remember the good work that some of you are doing in this Parliament. So I thank you very much for this.
Thank you, Mr. Senge, for that vote of thanks on behalf of the family. Any announcements? I give the floor to the leader of government business.
Mr. Speaker, I have given the internal notice paper to the leaders of the House. So I stand on, for business statement, I stand on S.O. 16 to make a business statement to the House. Internal notice paper. 1. Government motions. A. The Minister of Trade and Industry, agreement between Government of Sierra Leone and Sokfin Agricultural Company, Limited, Sierra Leone, dated November 2022. B. Under A. The Minister of Finance, agreement for the establishment of the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank. 2. B. The Appropriation Act 2024, Minister of Finance. B. The Industrial Relations and Trade Union Act 2023, the Minister of Labour and Social Security. C. The Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Financing of Terrorism and Financing the Purification of Weapons of Mass Destruction Act 2023, the Minister of Finance. D. The National Monitoring and Evaluation Agency Act 2023, the Chief Minister. E. The Public Financial Management Act 2023, the Minister of Finance. F. The State-Owned Enterprises Ownership and Governance Commission Act 2023, the Minister of Finance. Well, that is what we have on the internal notice paper. Mr. Speaker, going back to item 2 of the bills talking about the appropriation and the budget. The budget will take as normal in the study orders for the 5 allotted leave. Wanted to start on Monday, but through instruction, Mr. Speaker, there is going to be another announcement. We are going to start on Tuesday. But we are not going to interfere with suspending any of the provisions in standing order that has to do with the 5 allotted leave. So, Mr. Speaker, we can addendum to the announcement why we are not going to sit on Monday. Otherwise, I should have moved a motion for us to sit on Monday, but they are just advising me that we are going to start on Tuesday. Here we now do the addendum in terms of the appropriation after the budget limit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the floor.
I thank the leader of government business. As he rightly pointed out, we've had consultations. We were going to meet on Monday, but I have an engagement generated by the Minister of Social Welfare. I think all the female parliamentarians will be involved in that activity. If I remember correctly, the content of the letter that I received from that minister. So we will be engaging with the female members of parliament in committee room 1 on Monday. So the debate on the budget will commence on Tuesday, next week. With that, honorable members, the House stands adjourned to Tuesday next week, which will be the 21st of November, 2023.